kinds of fucked up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Insert Title Podcast, episode number 2, the number 1 podcast where we talk about nothing but comforters. My name is Darkslayer, and I'm here with Rinkenrogs. That look on your face already, dude. This is going to be a great podcast.
It's great already.
Oh my god, so we have 2 guests today, and I think we need to start out by introducing them before we do anything else. So, underneath me, we have the one and only Kroos. Kroos, who are you, and how are you today?
I am the god of pizza and Pepsi. Nice to meet you all.
I didn't know we had someone of such divine words.
Wow, you just fucked that all up.
Look, alright, it doesn't matter. And to the bottom right, we have the one and only Volleycat. Who are you and how are you today?
I am the cat who volleys, and I'm doing pretty great, other than the weather being horrible.
What do you volley?
Balls.
You volley balls. Alright. I think
steel.
very thin.
Got balls of steel.
Oh man! So to start things off, Rinkin, you wanna tell us how you're doing, man? What's going on? What's happened since the last podcast?
What has happened? I actually recorded my TV podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Did that. However, I have to go through and censor it because I forgot that I was doing a podcast about movies, and the first episode was Inside Out, which is a Disney Pixar movie.
Oh!
Love that movie.
And I made a couple of dolphin dick jokes. Like, I might have gone a little overboard.
Dolphin dicks?
About Inside Out?
Yeah, about Inside Out. And then I went on a rant. I went on a rant about how they just need to shoot sadness in the head. So, like, there's a
Wow.
couple of stuff that I need to do. But no, and then I finished my article for the paper.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
No dolphin dicks in the paper.
No dolphin dicks in the paper.
Alright.
Paper's pretty professional, I would say.
Alright, awesome. Kroos, what's going on? What's happening this week, man?
Just going to move back north.
Oh, yeah,
Not
okay.
to Indiana, but to Wisconsin, Appleton. It's going to be nice. Get to start school again.
Oh, nice. What are you going for?
Computer science and engineering.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Technology.
You know what's up. You know what's up. And Volleycat, what's going on this week? How is it going?
Well, nothing has really gone on this week because I've just been in this room doing nothing. But I did get back from a convention just this last weekend.
Hey, and if I remember correctly, you got to see Markiplier.
Yes, I got to see Markiplier, Lord Minion 777, MySkirm, and Jacksepticeye.
Oh, awesome.
You know, I only know Markiplier. The rest of those are just...
I mean, don't worry, I'm in the same boat. She's like Markiplier, and then she could have just spouted random words. Oh, yeah, nice.
Interesting. Tell me more.
As for me, alright, so this last week has been fucking crazy because, for those that don't know, I'm going to college for computer science, and the college I'm currently going to only has the prerequisites I need to get into computer science, and then I have to transfer to another. And I am online, and I find out I can't get student loans for the other school. So, I mean, obviously,
that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. I start freaking out. It's like, oh yeah, no, I have $2,000 I can just throw at the school out of my pocket. Don't worry about it. So now I'm like messaging people, calling people, trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And I'll try to make this as short as I can because it was a long-ass fucking process. But I messaged my advisor, who tells me to message financial aid, who tells me to get a meeting with my advisor, who told me that he doesn't know what's going on and I need to get a meeting with financial aid. Long story short.
Love it.
I have to print out some paper that I can't find online to sign. That's all they need is a signature to sign off on so I can get my student loans. All I'm doing is proving that I'm full-time. And then they're going to send me the financial loans. And since it's going to 2 schools, I have to go to each school and pay it off instead of the system just doing it like it's supposed to. What the fuck?
So you have to like physically drive there and pay
Both schools.
That's fucking
No, I would
stupid.
imagine that student loans, are a pain like after college that you have to pay off, but I wouldn't imagine they'd be a pain during college or even before trying to go out to another semester of college.
Dude, they have been fine for the most part. Because most part, they get paid off. I see I have a little bit extra. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
pull more. And then that empties out. And then I start the school semester and it's whatever. But no, whenever you're trying to do an inter-campus transfer, it is the worst thing on the planet because they need your fucking signature.
Just like now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty lame.
Looking forward
Just
to
fucking just sell drugs, dude.
Just sell drugs.
Yeah, just fucking
Sell your
out of
body.
pocket. Yeah.
I think I could probably make more off the drugs than the body.
I don't know.
Have more
know
confidence
that-
in yourself, Jesus
Lincoln
Christ.
only has so much money. I can only make so much off my body.
Yeah,
it.
true.
Open up a cuddling spa.
Oh, yeah, there you
see? All right. Volleycat clearly has the plushies. I can borrow some from her and make it nice in there.
Yeah, I got a bunch.
Hey. All right.
I like that.
See.
All right.
I
So.
got this other one, like, at the convention.
Oh my God! It's so freaking cute. It's got wings. Oh my God, that is awesome.
It's adorable. I love it.
Oh man, people that are listening to the audio are confused. All right, moving on. So today's topic, which Kroos and Volleycat are already aware, but I've left Ring and Rogs in the dark for obvious reasons, is
Oh,
have you
God.
ever felt excluded from a group? Like, and what did it feel like, and did you ever become included if you attempted to, become a part of that group? So we're gonna give Rinkin some time to think because I just kind of threw that on him.
Alright.
But let's start with Chris. I mean, have you ever had that feeling of just like not being part of something?
Well, for starting, I'm excluded from my family and any family gatherings whatsoever because on my mother's side, with my grandparents that are where I'm living at right now, like last Thanksgiving, they messaged me like after Thanksgiving. It's like, hey, why didn't you come? It's like, you didn't invite me. Okay.
Oh,
I'm not going to show up and be like, hey guys, how are you doing? Yeah. It's just, I kind of feel really bad, but hey, my father's side's like all like they send me money to help me out and everything with my situation right now with losing a job and moving up to Wisconsin with them to go start school. That and also with high school, when I was in high school up in Indiana, attending school with all of you,
a little
Yeah.
bit.
and like I moved from North Carolina to Indiana my sophomore year, so I didn't know anyone. Everyone was picking on me because I wore skinny jeans, and I earned a nickname called "That Kid in My Gym Class" because nobody knew my name.
Oh, all right.
It's adorable.
And our new guest that has just joined us, that kid from my gym class.
Kid from the gym class, dude.
Just change your podcast title here.
If I didn't have to go into Photoshop, I would totally just like erase Kroos and put that guy from my gym class
Guy from my gym
underneath
class.
your name.
Oh my god!
Oh
Yeah,
my!
but I attended a Japanese class my sophomore year and met Volleycat. And I met a lot of friends in that class, more than I did in other classes. It's like other classes, like especially geometry, where the teacher would like pick on the kids that are like in sports, like doing really great in sports, but nobody that's like failing in their class or like doesn't get an idea or what's going on. And well, it's just it irritated me because he wouldn't help the other kids. He just like punished them or something.
Yeah, like you would almost feel like the teacher was picking favorites. Like you
Yeah.
could tell that he knew which kids were considered almost quote-unquote popular, and he would befriend those people, and everyone else in the class, unless you asked him a question, we're like, fuck it, I don't really care that you're even in my class. Because I've had that too.
Yeah.
Which is
sorry.
which is the worst feeling in the world, and it almost makes you not want to do the work in the class either. You're like, I feel like you don't even want me there, so why am I even here?
That's how I felt too with Algebra 2. I bombed that class because I didn't care about it. I didn't care for anyone or the teacher in it. It's just, I don't want to be here.
Well, it's hard to get into something like when the teacher is just basically blowing you off and everybody else is too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people might even argue that, well, it's because you're not participating in class, but that's just so not freaking true.
But I never had that problem going to middle school here in Marion, North Carolina. I don't have a problem because I don't live here next week. But it's just I never had a problem with exclusion. Everyone's friendly down here, Southern hospitality, where you're walking down the side of the road and some guy pulls up, is like, "Hey man, you need a ride home," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
Oh wow!
But it's just the difference between here and there is very, very profound, to the point where you're like, wow, I want to go back.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on anything outside of Indiana because I've always lived in Indiana. But yeah, no, people aren't too friendly here. The only time you see people talking to each other is if they're exclusively already friends or if there's some kind of transaction going on. Other than that, people don't give a fuck, dude. but let's stay on. Sorry, I kind of derailed us. Let's bring it back to exclusion. So Volleycat, I mean, have you ever felt excluded from a group or anything like that? And what steps did you take to maybe fix it or?
Well, I actually have multiple times. This has happened more times than I can count in my life. It kind of began somewhere, I want to say around third, fourth grade. Third grade, one of my best friends ended up moving away, and at that point I had only a total of 2 friends that I could really count on, because as soon as I made friends with them, everybody just started avoiding me. And this is just we're talking elementary school here,
right.
3rd grade elementary school. And then my other friend ended up moving away in 4th grade, and I was just basically by myself. So I ended up getting picked on a lot and teased. And it kind of gave me this whole mentality of just fuck everybody, just leave me alone. And it just kind of got to the point where I just stopped talking to people in general and just kind of kept to myself. But because I kept to myself, even teachers would just call me out on it.
Yep.
And it just kind of gave me this really bad reputation during the whole 5th grade. I kind of hated 5th grade though, because even the teacher was a piece of shit. She would pretty much just, she'd favor all the kids that had parents that would work in the schools.
Oh.
And because of that, she sent literally 5 people to counseling, including me, that didn't even need counseling. She just sent them there because she did not like them, and she hated their attitudes towards her.
Wow,
as in,
really?
They would not do anything that she wanted to do.
So, may I ask, I mean, if you were sent there, what was the counselor asking you? What kind of counseling were they trying to provide to you?
The counselor was actually, really nice, and, I personally kind of saw it more as, hey, I'm out of that class, and I can just, take my time here and just, calm down. She didn't really do much. She just kind of, talked a little bit and just, are you having any troubles with school lately? Do you want to talk about anything? And she would just, set out these activities that you could just, color, you could draw, you could just pretty much do whatever.
Okay. So
It's kind of
it was
like,
kind of like an escape then.
yeah, it was kind of like an emotional, like, escape kind of thing. And, like, I didn't tell my parents about it for the longest time. But then when my mom did actually find out, and she found out that all this was happening, she actually got in contact with the principal and the teacher. And the teacher just tried to, like, make some bullshit excuse saying that the reason that I was, like, in there was because my parents were, like, pieces of shit to me and stuff like that.
Oh my
What?
god.
And it's just like, what?
I have a very similar experience to that actually. But keep going.
Like, and pretty much, like, after that whole situation happened, they said that I didn't have to go to counseling anymore, but I'm just like, screw that, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, because you
If
liked
it gets,
Yeah.
yeah, if, like, it gets me out of that class, like, so many minutes a day, like, I'm gonna take it. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that, I feel like back to the main topic of feeling excluded. Whenever you're in a class like that and no one in there gets you, like literally no one in there gets you, it's the worst feeling ever. And every time you do something, as a kid you don't see it this way, but as an adult you can see it like that, is you almost feel like you're representing who you are as a person since you feel excluded, which makes everything you do 300 times more emotionally demanding. Wouldn't you say that's true?
I'd say that's pretty true. Like,
Like, just
it kind of,
the
like,
fear of failing or doing something that is going to be viewed as a negative is just overwhelming.
not only that, but, like, in this type of society, like, people put so much, like, aspect on, like, socialization with people, like, face-to-face, like, contact and, like, speaking and everything. Like, they put so much on that, like, when you pretty much, like, deviate from that and just, like, either don't want to talk to somebody or just kind of keep to yourself, that's not seen as normal.
Right. Absolutely. I think that's a really good point you brought up is that idea that how socially active or how good in quotes you are socially affects you completely as a person. It doesn't matter what skills you have, what you do, what you think, how you feel. It only matters how many friends you have, in a sense, how much you talk, how much you're part of the group. Which, once again, exclusion.
Right.
But all right, so we gave Rinkin some time to think, and I know he's gonna have something cooked up for us, and I'm more than ready to hear this.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Alright. Dude, I don't know, like,
Take
I'm not gonna lie.
beer.
But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny. I feel like in this podcast right now, this is my feeling of being excluded because I never really had any issues with that, like in high school and stuff.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
I don't know. I mean, I never really had any issues. I got along with everybody. I'm really fucking talkative, and I was cool with everybody. And there's no really like being excluded that I can really pinpoint and think about.
Have you ever witnessed it then? Have you ever been part of a group or whatever that you've seen exclude someone, or maybe you've been a part of it?
Oh, most definitely. Like when somebody's trying to talk with like a group of us that were talking and stuff. I've definitely seen that a lot.
Oh yeah, especially when that person has already been excluded. You know, because there are, and this is gonna sound terrible, but it's just the truth. There are certain people when you go to school, it's like, oh, well, you just don't talk to that kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not crazy for saying that, but it's just true. There's just these certain people where it would be like, oh yeah, you just don't want to talk to him. Whether you believe it or not, that's like the general idea of the person. So you could be in like at lunch at a, you know, table eating food, and then that kid comes up and starts talking, and then everyone gives him the cold shoulder, like, stop talking to us.
That was Brandon.
Yeah, that was me.
Just like, I just looked at him. I was like, dude, fuck that kid.
Which, to be fair, we got to bring this up. There's no way we're not bringing this up. Through high school, all right, through high school, me and Rinkin didn't talk very much, and I thought it was just because of coincidence. You know, we just never had the opportunity to really speak to each other. But it turns out, Rinkin was told, and I don't remember by who.
I don't remember who it was either.
But Rinkin
I remember the story.
Rinkin was told that I was an active furry.
This is a true thing.
So he just refused to communicate with me.
Like somebody's just like, yo, that Brandon Winkler kid, dude, he's into fucking dogs. And I was like, what the fuck? And then...
Meanwhile, I'm just at my house, like, trying to level up a goddamn paladin or some shit.
And then,
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
yeah, they're just like, he's a furry. And I was like, oh, alright. Mark that on.
Alright.
Talk to him, whatever, man. And then I hung out with you, and I was very scared that you were going to turn out to be a furry because I didn't believe.
Wait,
I didn't believe it.
Was I going to show up in like a full fucking dog costume? With that
like,
creepy ass smile and shit.
You want to
Yeah.
Fun fact about the word yiff even, because Rinkin goes, dude, are you fucking yiffing right now? And I had no idea what he meant. I was like, what the fuck is yiff? I was so fucking confused.
In a shocking turn of events, I know more about the furry community than Brandon. And then the first time that we ever hung out, I walked into your room and you had the wolf bedspread, and I was like, "Fuck, maybe."
I do. It's right over there. They've got like the giant fucking wolf on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
He's a furry.
what I fucking walked into.
Well, what do you think the hole is underneath its nose right there?
Oh God. Probably Cody Winkler doing it.
Oh, well, maybe.
I would say probably the biggest being left out thing is a social thing here in terms of the farmin' folk and stuff like that. Case in point, walk into Rural King and tell me that you don't feel weird.
I don't know if I was with Cody, I would feel right at home.
Probably. God. I walk in there, and Rural King's fucking awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. You can buy a machete for, like, a nickel. Like, it's awesome. But...
Sounds cool.
Damn. There's just a very weird... It feels like you're on a different planet a lot of times when you're in places like that. Like, Orscheln and stuff. Yeah, like, it's cool and all. It's cool that you can buy a 10-pound bag of horse feed, but I ain't about that life.
I remember once he went in there, and the first thing I received was a text message, and it was just like, "There's so many guns!
There's so many fucking guns! Holy shit!" It's like its own Walmart Supercenter of guns inside of a Walmart Supercenter. There's so much ammo, and it's like...
There's chickens walking around.
Yeah, there's fucking chickens walking around. Nobody even cares about currency anymore. They're just like, hey, if you want this fucking box of ammo, you can give me a fucking corn husk. It's fucking bizarre.
3 chickens and a goat for that 20-06.
Pretty much what it is. Odd. It's stupid.
They actually, and this is a true fucking fact, they actually have these giant fucking potholes in that parking lot. Like, you're gonna lose your car if you go through that parking lot.
They're horrible.
And my theory is it keeps people that don't have giant fucking trucks from getting in.
Probably. I think precautionary method.
It sorts out the weak.
It does. Get that goddamn Prius the fuck out of here.
Like if you go in the parking lot, it looks like some kind of Dodge commercial.
All right, hold on. All right, we've gone way off the fucking rails.
Off the trails.
Yeah, we're fucking gone. I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna bring it back.
Back on the Oregon Trail.
So I kind of want to bring up how Volleycat was saying that they sent her to counseling and they came up with that bullshit excuse that her parents were treating her poorly and all that dumb shit. I wasn't gonna tell this story, but Sorry. Excuse me. But since she said it, I have to. When I was a little kid in elementary school, it was like 3rd or 4th grade, my dad used to roughhouse with me. Like, I was a little boy, you know, I was his son, so he'd always play with me, and I would get these marks on me and bruises. And I promise you, it was always fun. I was never, like, hurt to the point where I was crying or wanted it to stop. We were having fun.
Know where this
And,
That's what they're calling it nowadays.
I was sent to the office. God damn it. I was sent to the office, and the counselor sits me down. She's all serious. You know, she's got this pad of paper, and she's just sitting in front of me, and she's like, I was just wanting to ask you a few questions about your life at home. Do your parents ever strike you? I was like, what? No. And she asked me a few more questions, and I went home and I told my dad that. And surprisingly, his reaction wasn't even that bad. He was just like, really? Oh, well, okay then. You told him no, right? Yeah, well, okay. But through high school, well, I can't say through high school. It was mostly middle school. Excuse me. I definitely felt excluded from everyone else in, like, all of my classes because my life consisted of waking up, going to school, coming home, playing World of Warcraft, going to sleep, rinse and repeat. That was it. And
up like me.
And so basically I had nothing to talk about because I'm someone that hates that basic conversation like, hey, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing fine. Because realistically, no one gives a shit how you're fucking doing. We all got fucking problems. And if you say anything but, yeah, I'm doing fine, the other person's going to feel obligated to be like, oh, well, what's wrong? And they don't want to, right?
Yeah.
So let's bring it back to the beginning of the podcast. How are you doing?
Oh, my God. Well, that's a little different, but... No, yeah, I hate that conversation. So that mixed with me only knowing about World of Warcraft for the most part, I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to just like be like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, I play WoW. All right, cool. You can ignore me now." Like it was terrible. So yeah, like Lincoln was saying, that exclusion has a lot to do with social interactions. Even Volleycat mentioned it in Indiana. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I've grown out of it though. Shit, at fucking college, I'm the guy that won't shut the fuck up. So things change. You get out of it.
Yeah.
But I think we're ready to move on. I think it's time to talk about the topic that I personally want to talk about because I felt it a lot over the past 2 years, and it is feeling jaded about gaming.
Okay. I thought you were
suck.
Video
games are fun.
I thought you were gonna talk about the sexual tension between us.
Oh.
I thought that was obvious.
Well, that's going to be saved for one when we don't have guests. If we ever run out of guests, we're going to talk about our sexual tension in Kingdom Hearts in the same episode. And then the last topic will just be you coming over to my house and just fucking releasing all of it.
Oh my god.
But no, I think I'm going to kick this one off instead of passing it to you guys first this time. When it comes to being jaded about gaming, I hate it because I still consider myself a gamer. I still put several hours into gaming a week. I love playing games, but the problem is half the time when I want to be gaming, I'm sitting at my desk staring at my screen wishing there was something I wanted to play. And there never, ever is, which usually ends up resulting in me playing a game that I've already put several hours into just because I know I already kind of like the game. Like, I'll wake up, I'll do my daily shit, I'll do a couple auditions for voice acting, and then I'll be like, all right, rest of the day's open, what do we want to do? And then it's followed by, well, I guess watch Naruto or something. And then that's it. That's it. That's my day. And then, like, while Naruto's playing, I'll, like, pull up WoW, and I'll, like, play my Death Knight and get a few levels or something. And even when I watched E3, that's where you're supposed to get all the fucking hype, right? Which I know this year's E3 was sketchy. I know that. But even still, like last year's, I get excited for like 1 or 2 games out of the entire fucking event. And I feel like that's not a good thing. I feel like that's really bad. And it's already games that I play, like Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts, and fucking Rinkin's dick is getting smaller. But like, I only cared about Kingdom Hearts 3. I was like, oh shit, Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, and the Stick of Truth 2. I was really excited about that. But I already played Stick of Truth. So, like, none of the new shit, which there never is new shit anymore, but I just don't fucking care about it. And I kind of wanted your guys' opinions. Do you guys feel the same? Start with Rinkin this time.
I'd say probably for the most part, yeah. Unfortunately, I really kind of stick with the same series. I kind of have for a while because a lot of the new stuff that comes out is just boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still a lot of really cool new IPs that are coming out that maybe aren't getting enough attention. But no, yeah, definitely as I get older, I get a lot more selective with what games and stuff I'm wanting to put my time into.
Oh, you brought up a good point. I want to stop you there for a second. You said that there's a lot of new IPs that maybe aren't getting enough attention. So I'm sort of curious, do you think this has to do with gaming in general right now, where they only hype up the shit that's going to get shit tons of hype, and a lot of AAA companies are scared to do new IPs because they have to do what makes them money? Do you think that that's a contribution then?
Yeah, it's definitely a contribution. I think that now, if you're looking for new IPs and you're looking for a lot of different gaming experiences, you're going to be focusing more on the indie market than you are the AAA market.
Gosh.
However, the indie market, a lot of it is just complete bullshit. A lot of it is terrible. Like, a lot of it is. But you can find some really, really cool games if you know where you're looking. Which, God, it's fucking hard sometimes. I mean,
Shovel Knight.
Trust it. Yeah, Shovel Knight is
really
a great
good.
example of a fucking great indie game that's come out.
Shovel Knight is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep going, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that AAA developers and stuff like EA, they pour so much money into games nowadays that just coming out with something brand new is a huge risk, like a huge financial risk for them.
Yep.
So in an economic point of view, I understand from their perspective on why they're going to keep pushing out the games that are going to keep selling. But on a creative level, fucking just come on, man. I can't do it anymore. I can't play another Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty. Like, I'm over it, man.
I don't know, man. I think they're making Black Ops HD. You don't want the HD remake of Black Ops?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I think I saw a side-to-side comparison of Gears of War with the HD remake or whatever.
Yeah.
And they took more stuff out of it.
Yeah.
than the original.
Yeah, I heard
Well,
about
they're
that.
compensating.
It's just brighter colors.
God.
All right, so Volleycat, I mean, when I was asking you about this yesterday, it was I was actually excited because if I remember correctly, you said you're not jaded. So, I mean,
I'm actually not.
Please take the torch and let us know what it's like to not be jaded. Please incarnate our childhood again.
I will say before she starts, Brandon, you are like 1,000 times more jaded than I am. I think
so too.
I think like you are like stone cold jade. Like you are made out of jade. You are a Chinese statue.
Jade Serpent.
All right, continue.
I can't even argue against it. I mean, that's probably pretty accurate.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but, like, I never really get bored of games. Like, and this is coming from me, like, who's been, like, involved in the Pokemon franchise. Like, you know how the Pokemon franchise is. They pretty much, like, do the same thing. Like, repetitive gameplay over and over and over again. Like, it's the most repetitive shit ever. Yet I never get bored with it for some reason. Like, it's always, like, fun to me, especially seeing how different storylines are. Like, the remakes of Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that came out. Like, the previous games, like, that they were made from, like, those were the first games that I ever got of the Pokemon series, and it was just kind of interesting to see, like, how they redid it. Though the Delta series, like, kind of pissed me off. The Delta is just like, no. The Delta episode was horrible.
It's pretty lame.
But,
not gonna lie.
yeah. But, like, I never really get bored of games. Like, I will always just, like, kind of switch back and forth between, like, multiple different games. Like, I tend to revolve around Nintendo games, which is kind of like repetitive gameplay. But, like, if you play a game for so long, and then you just switch it for a different one, it's just kind of like, no big deal. And lately what I've gotten into is indie horror games. Not the ones that are just, like, commentated on, like, oh, look, here's Amnesia! Ah! I am going to overreact, and I'm terrified of it! Ah!
So
Stefano.
scared.
Not like the fucking game I played last night.
Just to give a little context, Lincoln, hold on, what was that game called?
All is Dust, I believe is what it was called.
Played All Is Dust last night. All the context you need, it's free. Go to Steam, download it, play it, and there you go.
It's a horrible game.
Horror.
It's so
Horror
bad.
game.
But no, like, what I'm talking about is, like, the RPG horror games. Like,
Right.
those are actually pretty interesting. One that I've been playing recently, other than Juan Nohara and Grey Garden, is called Underworld Capital Incident. It's pretty cool. It got, like, translated, I want to say about maybe a year ago, maybe? I don't know. But I just, like, started playing it, and it's kind of interesting to see. Like, there's a lot of comedy aspects in it, but, like, it kind of keeps the overall dark tone. It's kind of like one of those games where you are, like, pretty much a Grim Reaper. You're trying to, like, get the souls and pass them over to, like, the other side, but, like, a situation kind of happens where one of the members, it doesn't come back from a mission, so you have to go and do their job for them, pretty much.
Yep.
And that's how I'm going to leave it off there, but, like, it has a lot of, like, puzzles to it, and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Like, it has one of those, like, typical, like, which one is the liar puzzles, like, at one point in the beginning of the game. And I always find those fun. But, like, I never really get bored because I switch back and forth between, like, multiple different games at a time. So maybe that's my problem.
Well, I want to actually bring something up. Is you were saying, like, you can just, like, play a game for a while, drop it, and pick up a new one, no big deal, and you're okay with it, right? See, I can't do that. And this is coming from someone that understands that they make no sense, but it doesn't matter, because even though I know that I make no sense, it's still a problem. If I'm not playing a game where I feel like I'm getting progress that matters, I cannot play it. So when it comes to a lot of single-player games that I'm like, well, I mean, the progress only matters if I care about it,
Yeah.
I don't care. I can't do it. I'm just like, I don't want to play this. I'd rather go play WoW, where I know that if I put an hour into a character, I'm going to get an hour worth of effort that's going to stay. And I know that makes no fucking sense. All right.
And you're treating fucking video games like it's a job.
I know.
Wow, now we're
Dude.
sitting in Storm Shield waiting on an Ash rank queue. Yeah. Progress.
Progress. But I mean, that is the mentality that I have, and like I said, I know it makes no sense, but it's really hard for me to pick up a single player game and play it that's based 100% on story. And once again, hypocritical. I'm gonna call myself out. Is I still like the Kingdom Hearts series?
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
I know. I know, but the thing is, I do think that I'm going to have problems trying to beat it as much as I want to. I know, I can't say it enough. I know it doesn't make sense, but
What, the third game?
yeah, I'm probably
Oh,
going to be playing it thinking, man, This is a single player game. I'm not. It doesn't matter.
I do not believe that because I am fully expecting to get multiple videos of you just ejaculating in your pants the entire time you're playing it. Like,
And getting your ass kicked by Roxas again.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh no. Let's not bring up that stream. Oh
That
god.
was the best moment of my life.
It was on beginner,
You were
and I
talking
kept
so much shit
dying.
about Roxas, and you
And I
kept
kept
dying.
dying.
It was the best.
And I kept dying.
Uh,
He was a genuinely hard boss, though. I don't
no,
think
you're
his
fucking bad, dude.
I don't
That's
think his
called
difficulty
bad.
changes based on the fucking choice you make. I don't think he was
Dark
beginner.
Dark
That's
Souls or
bullshit.
whatever.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure you're just beginner bad.
All right. Anyways, Chris, if you would like to input.
I exactly know how you feel about, I sit on my computer and I'm like, wow, what do I want to play? And I have like a library of like Steam games
Yep.
that like go past 60. I'm
Yep.
like, oh wow, I have so much to do. I'm like, what do I want to play? And I always find myself playing Minecraft, playing on a server where I blow up someone's house. Save it with you. Or that I just go bike, but it's just gaming as a whole is stale, in my opinion. And like Microsoft making like the HoloLens and everything, that isn't progression. I think that's regression. It's like, what you want to do with it?
Oh no, yeah, I think
Frustration.
I think
They
the
have
HoloLens
Minecraft.
is
Like-
completely useless to a hardcore gamer. It's useless.
Like, there's no such thing as virtual reality right now. Like VR simulation or anything. It's just you have like a screen taped to your face, and you see a screen. But like the HoloLens, well, you can see a screen like anywhere, but I can put my monitor anywhere and whatnot. And then the table thing where you're like, oh, Minecraft, whatever shit. And it pops up a world. It's like, what's the point of that? Oh, I can see my creation, my dirt house in a cave. And then, like, there's like really good reviews at E3 this year and everything, but the only ones that stood out was for me was Doom 4
Yep.
and Fallout 4.
Which
but
Doom 4 looked like Quake, let's be honest here.
Doom 4, like, to me, actually kind of looked like Halo because of the way the combat was working.
Regardless, it wasn't Doom, it was like a fucking
It was not
action
Doom,
shooter.
like, no matter what
Yeah.
you say.
But they're not being innovative. None of the companies are being innovative. Like, sure, Nintendo has like a gyro gamepad that you're forced to play games with like Star Fox Zero, where it's an on-rail shooter, but it feels like you have to switch back and forth between the gamepad and the TV. They're like, oh, where am I shooting? Oh shit, I'm flying in like buildings. It seems like a confusing mess of things instead of like, just piloting a simple R-wing on rails. Like, I'm okay with that, but it's just on rails, just shooting everywhere where you aim instead of like shooting everywhere.
No, you don't understand. You're going to feel like you're in the cockpit, Chris, and you're going to be looking around. You have to move around and fire and stuff. And remember, don't get cocky, kid.
Oh my gosh. It's just they're trying to say they're innovative, but they're just shoveling out like, buzzwords and everything compared to like the like 16-bit era where where you come out with the FX chip or anything where you play Star Fox with like rendered polygons on screen as well as like rolling backgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
It was innovation, but now it's just a stalemate of just like who can shovel out the most games and make the most money for a new console.
Yep.
You keep saying, like, innovation, but, like, when you kind of think about it, like, most storylines have already been, like, pretty much done.
Yeah.
At this point, like, you can't just say that it's innovative because it's repeating something that somebody else has already bound to have done. Like, you could have a video game and say that it's the most original, but you could have a book saying, wait, you stole our idea, that's copyright infringement, blah, blah, blah.
Well, when it
All that
comes to
shit.
innovation, being a human being is taking someone's idea and improving upon it. Like,
Yeah.
that's how we have everything that we have. So, innovation could be simply changing the controls to, oh, well, I added this extra thing where if you hit this button, this happens.
I had a gimmick to the Wiimote.
But yeah, you're right. I mean,
God,
there
that
is
piece of shit.
there is a very large focus on trying to change the controls right now or how we view the game instead of actually changing mechanics or trying to add a more in-depth everything. Because right now, it seems like all the stuff on the VR anyways, like I just had a second ago, I have the Oculus. Yeah. It seems like all they're doing is taking things that... they're taking, like... How do I want to put this? The top layer of everything. There's no depth to anything when it comes to everything that's out for the Oculus. It's all just, here is something that has been done, there's no depth to it, but look, you can look around.
It's a new frontier for... It's like a prototype for virtual reality, but it's just you have a screen taped to your head with a gyro in it that acts as a mouse.
Which is true.
Remember when Facade was supposed to be like a huge thing?
The only thing that Facade was something where you could go and type in dirty words and watch their reactions.
And get kicked out immediately when they open the door.
Yep. Regan, you've been awful quiet. What's going on up there?
What's up? Oh no, I just been kind of chilling, man. I just been enjoying. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's pretty much said everything that I got.
Can we also say that sometimes innovation can actually be a bad thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say this because I'm looking
Nintendo
over at
Power Glove.
Shin Megami Tensei and the Fire Emblem crossover.
Oh my
What
gosh,
the fuck is that?
That's just pandering to the 1% of weeaboo trash that is the Nintendo fandom.
That's
Oh
fucking
my
this
god,
guy.
it's
Oh
like so
God.
fucking horrible.
Oh God, Regan likes it.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm so stoked for that
Expand, Regan, please.
Oh, and pretty much like you can tell which characters were designed by the Fire Emblem staff and the Atella staff. I'm just saying.
All right, before
You
we
can obviously
continue, there's a lot of people out there that don't know the changes that have occurred. So if someone wants to explain the changes really quick, that'd be great.
The Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem crossover is actually something like completely and totally different. Like it's pretty much Persona mixed with Fire Emblem, but pretty much this game itself is just Persona with a fresh coat of paint on it, and just using Fire Emblem characters as the basic, like, hey, look, there's Chrom! You can fight with Chrom!
So what you're saying is,
And they ruined Tiki.
what you're saying
fucking
is it's the
ruined
Final
Tiki.
Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts.
It's gonna be fucking tight.
They ruined Tiki. They, like, turned her into a lolly bait. Not even kidding. Like, they literally have Naui for that. They could have just used Naui, but instead they decided to change Tiki up. And pretty much, like, what I want to say is, with this game, it kind of reminds me of Dancing All Night. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh yeah,
They went with the whole idol thing, and ever since they stuck Rise in, and they've just been obsessed with the idol phase, and the fan service, with the whole boobs.
Dude, everything is about boobs nowadays.
Of course.
So everything.
I'm gonna let you finish, but let me say that fucking.
Them anime titties.
King.
I think that the fucking Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover is gonna be fucking tight. I think it's gonna be cool. I am a huge fucking weeb anyway, so I guess I could be that. But no, one thing is they haven't really shown gameplay for it yet, so I would hold off. I would
Actually, they have.
How much
Showed
gameplay?
a little
did
bit
they show?
gameplay, but wasn't like actual gameplay. It was just
Yeah.
cutscenes or
I
something.
want to see like a straight up like 10-minute actual gameplay thing before I start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you can hit an enemy and run away.
Oh my God.
Like, wow, incredible! You can pussy out! But, like, I was originally really excited about it because, like, hey, it's got two of my favorite things. I like Persona, and I like Fire Emblem. This sounds pretty great. Then, all of a sudden, I saw the second trailer come out, and,
Yeah.
But it's
think
got.
I got somewhat hyped at the teaser trailer, like way back.
the
when
first
people were like,
teaser trailer was great. I loved it. But then the
People
second
like-
teaser trailer came out, I was just like,
I just want to say teaser. Just want to throw that out there. It's
it's just
I
it just showed like Fire Emblem and showed Shin Megami Tensei 4,
right.
and it
Right.
is like whatever coming soon. then like people thought it was like dead. Then like this E3 was like, wow, way to shit on everyone.
All
All
right.
right.
Everybody's dreams because
All right.
this is such weeaboo shit.
All right. So before we get off of here, I do want to bring up one thing because you guys brought that up. Am I the only person here that's excited to see what? I don't know what it is yet, but I'm excited to see what that Chibi Final Fantasy thing was.
The phone game, it's on the Vita and the phone.
Yeah. I don't know specifically the Vita because I don't fucking play shit on my phone, but I want to know what that is.
Yep, you're the only one.
Yep,
It's all you.
I
all you.
figured. I figured, but hey, it was like an RPG. I don't know.
I'm only excited for Fallout 4. That's the only thing I'm hyped for.
I was originally excited for Fire Emblem, but now I'm like less hyped ever since the gameplay came out.
Yeah.
And they've been streaming it. It's just like, dear God, there's so much wrong with this game. But like, gonna try. Actually gonna try. And I'm just holding out hope that it doesn't turn out to be shit when it's translated. And I'm saying that as like a deep hope because they're delaying this for like about a year.
Yeah.
Like they've delayed this for a year. They could have released it like at the moment that it was originally supposed to. Like they were supposed to release like worldwide same time, but then it got delayed. And we're just like, why is this? And then all of a sudden, oh, this is why. This is why. All of these reasons are why. All of this is why.
Oh, you
like,
accidentally the game.
It's pretty much.
Yeah.
There's so much controversy, like with the Japanese version of the game, that it's just.
You know,
I can
watch
see
it
why
just
they
get-
would be delaying it.
All right,
Watch it get
Rinkin, were you
censored,
gonna say
too.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about how I would be hyped for Fallout 4 if they didn't change the fucking dialogue system to Mass Effect. Like, that is... It's fucking stupid, and I hope that's not actually how it's going to be in the game. That and
I hope the game ends with red, blue, and green. That's what I hope.
Probably fucking will. Jesus Christ.
Suddenly it zooms out, and suddenly you see the Mass Effect ship.
Choose the color of your nuclear explosion.
God. That probably fucking will be what it is.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a quick exit, let us know where we can find you, what you do, your YouTube, whatever it is you want to go ahead and plug. That now would be the time. Chris, go for it.
The new Cross on Steam, I guess.
Nailed it. All right, Volleycat.
Well, the only thing I really have to plug, because you can find me wherever else I link, but you can find me on YouTube with the name Volleycat because I just changed it. And pretty much I link everything in my YouTube, so you can find all my other websites there.
Alrighty, Rinkin Rugs.
Yo. Alright, you can hit me up on Instagram. On Instagram with Rinkin Rogs. I post ironic selfies next to inanimate objects. You can fucking find me on Steam as Fox McCloud. I would plug my movie podcast, but I gotta censor the dick jokes. So I'm not gonna...
Dicks.
I ain't finna plug that right now. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
And then literally Google DarkslayerTV and every fucking thing I've ever done pops up. That was the Insert Title Podcast, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we went a little bit longer this time, as was requested. So I hope Volleycat and Kroos enjoyed their time here. And
That's pretty cool.
It's been a pleasure.
all right, we'll see you guys next time. And remember, screw Lincoln.